And that's the end of Basin. Okay, so on to the bully that is LPC. So you would just want to load the game after you get that last cell. Since there's only one blue eco, this timing is kind of tight to get that eco, or that orb vent. So what I like to do to start out is to roll through the blue eco. You can probably just punch to the end, and it'll be fine after you roll through there. But yeah, that's how you do that. Like, I'm pretty sure, let's see. Let me try that again. Just roll through it. Probably just punch to the end like this. Yeah, you would have made it like that. So, pretty simple stuff there. Grab all the orbs, and you want to come back to the geologist. Dum. Okay, after you get her one cell, you want to grab both oracle cells.
For it has twisted the fate of one of you. Bring me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
This is why it was so important to,
Is another power cell for your quest.
well, this is why it was important to not get the gambler cell before Basin, because you wouldn't have had enough orbs to get the oracle cells, and yeah, that would have been a problem. Would have messed up the route a lot. But yeah, we'll be back for the gambler. We'll roll off of here. Okay, so if you successfully skip the blue sage cutscene, which is the one up there, from the beginning of the Basin split, what you want to do is make sure that your camera never is to the left. If your camera is to the left, you may get the cutscene. So you want to make sure your camera is sort of facing the hut at all times, because if it ends up being to the left, then yeah, you'll get the cutscene. Once you see the LPC text, you can move the camera how you like. You're out of cutscene range. Okay. And then okay, on the elevator, there's an elevator death, which skips the elevator. What you can do here is, if you look at the lines on the outsides of the elevator as you're going down, on the third line, you're gonna see me do a double jump spin, like a very late double jump spin, without touching the ground. So on the third line is when I'm gonna start it, as soon as I can see it. 1, 2. Yeah, okay, I did that late. it ends up being kind of fast. So you want to focus on it. I'm gonna try again. So yeah, just watch the lines on the outside. Oh, I went too. Oh god, so if you go too early, I should have actually done it. If you do it too early, you're gonna what's called village yourself. Or we call it, you get villaged. And what that means is you kill yourself and you go back into Rock Village instead of an LPC where you want to be. I don't know why I do this to myself. Hold on. Like, this isn't even a hard trick. I knew this was gonna happen for something. It's been a while. OP. Okay. Oh my god. Why is this so bad? LPC is cursed, man. The frick? There we go. So on that third line, I'm gonna do it again. On that third line is when you want to double jump spin. And make sure you're not hitting the elevator ground. And you see I died in the air and I spawned an LPC, and that's exactly what you want to happen. Just like that. I would show you how it is when you do it wrong, but you'll know. You'll spawn right back in Rock Village, and basically if you do that, you just want to come back over here. I'm gonna save and load, just because I don't hear this elevator noise the whole time. I don't know how long that lasts. Okay. And it's still here. Okay. I'm just gonna leave. Okay, it's gone. So you want to come over here, not get hit by this Larry there. It's important not to take damage in LPC as much as possible. But if you can't help it, I mean, it is what it is. But I'm going to tell you where the checkpoints are, so in case if you are at 1 health, you know where to kill yourself to lose the least amount of time. So, I'm at 3 health right now, but I just passed the checkpoint right here. And so if I needed to kill myself, what I would do, well, you would get these anyway. Kill this guy and die in the water. That's the quickest death. And then you'll spawn back over here. But since I'm at 3 health, I don't need to do that. So what I do here is I come here. And sometimes in this dead orb, if you roll over, come around, get these orbs. Now this, I don't know, I see people struggling with this a lot. But I don't see people doing the way that I do it. So, okay. What you want to do is, this is kind of be quite a lot of an explanation here. But what you want to do is you want to get the blue eco, walk over here, and then roll jump, high jump onto this ledge. And then while the blue lurker up there, while he chases you, you want to get in the top left corner. You want to ground pound in the top left corner of the orb vent, and then Larry, which is the blue lurker, he won't be able to see you. So, watch me as I do this. You'll see he walks away from me. Okay, he's here. You see how he walked away from me when I did that? Like he started veering left because I ground pounded in the top left here. Sometimes he won't notice you if you get all the way up there. And then you want to do quite a few boosters here. Just know that for boosters, it's important to walk off of the platform before you do the inputs. Okay, that's a way not to do it. So you want to walk off and then do the inputs. Okay, so walk off and then do it. So you want to just hit the scout flies and then you do the cell. Okay, I missed the cycle there. That's fine. You want to roll jump, high jump onto this. What you can also do is do this. Get the cell. Either way, it doesn't matter. But if you want to be safe, I recommend you do it the second way that I did it. You want to punch down here. Okay. So look at these platforms here. When this platform gets right around here, it like flips, and every platform will do that from now on. Okay, so you know it's not about the platforms, it's about where you are on the platforms. So if this one had just spun, or like went flat or whatever, then okay. If this one just dumped you, that means this one's gonna dump you next, and then this one next, and then that one next. You know, it's a slight. Okay, I didn't mean to get that, but you'll get that after you get all the orbs. So it's just important to know, like, which one is about to dump you and which one is not. So you want to go here. You know that one's gonna dump you next. And then you get the cell. So yeah, it's all a cycle. Okay, as for these, you want to get these 4 orbs. Now if you're at, okay, I hit myself. But if you're at 2 or more health, then you want to do what's called puzzle skip. If you're at 1 health, you just want to do the normal puzzle. So I'm gonna teach you how to do puzzle skip first. Although I'm gonna wait for the water here. Okay, so I'm at 2 health, which means I'm able to do puzzle skip. I want to get all the orbs. Okay, let me kill Larry. See you later. Okay. So puzzle skip, you want to get over to this upper right platform right here. You want to ground pound spin on the corner of this. It doesn't have to be at the very corner because you might hurt yourself. But right here is fine. So the platform will shake. It's important that you spin because when you spin after the ground pound, you will gain control of Jack faster. So you're gonna ground pound spin and then high jump. High jump and spin out of bounds. You have to get high enough to go out of bounds. Like that. And then once you hit the water, you want to swim to the left through this wall. Okay, so I need to sell so I can do it again. Because the door won't open unless you have the cell. If you have 1 health, then you kill yourself here. If you have 2, then you just pause the game and load it. But in that case, I had 1 health, so I just killed myself. Okay, so I'm going to show this again. Oh yeah, the platforms do that. I forgot about that. Because you don't come back here, of course. So, once again, ground pound spin, high jump spin, out of bounds, then you want to swim left. Sometimes you won't be able to see yourself like that, but know that you're swimming to the right place. So the door won't open, but... Okay, one more time. Just make sure you're on the corner. Ground pound spin. High jump spin out of bounds. You don't want to swim. Once you get out of bounds, you don't want to swim too far from the... You don't want to swim too far out of bounds because then you'll just fall. But you don't want to swim back in bounds as well because that would be bad. So if I can get the camera to work here. No. If you take another damage, you can take the fall of shame. If you're too far out. But generally you can avoid that if you swim fast enough. Okay, so moving on. So immediately you can see, okay, because you want those 2 boxes broken. And one of them was already broken for me. So what I want to do is I want to get one of the spinning lurkers to break the other boxes. Or the other box in this case. So you want to try to be in a position where one of these will actually break the box. Okay, so like that. If they're already broken, that's even better. So what I actually recommend that you do is that you just stand on top of the boxes. That's probably the easiest way I could explain that, because those guys are kind of hard to predict. Um, okay, so for this, first thing you want to do is you want to jump inside here just a little bit. You can like walk in and you'll just get the checkpoint. Oh hi, he's already over here. So you want to stand. Okay, there's like two. I don't even know what to call them, but on the ground they kind of look like rectangles, and you want to stand in between those two rectangles. So this rectangle and that rectangle. You want to stand in between them. High jump on the head of this lurker, and then you'll see this little corner right here. I've kind of explained this in other tutorials, but I'm just gonna do it again. Also, if you wait too long, yeah, you can do that. I'm probably just gonna die. Let me try this again. So I don't want this guy chasing me. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's kill him for just cause. You're gonna need him, of course, for the trick, but I want to explain where to be at exactly. So in between these two rectangles, in between this one and that one, you want to stand. You want to high jump onto the lurker, and if you see how like the line like cuts a corner right here, at that corner is where you want to high jump through. That's where you want to clip through when you're on top of that lurker. And then you're gonna land out of bounds again, but still on top of the lurker. That's probably the weirdest part. But I will show you that right now. Stand in between the rectangles, high jump, and see how I'm out of bounds but still on the lurker? That's ideal. Okay. And basically I'm out of bounds. This is where the out of bounds part begins, but yeah. Do that again. Stand out of bounds here. And you want to double jump spin. Okay, this part's kind of weird to explain. But you see there are like two different like pillars sort of that you can swim past out of bounds here. Which is just basically like there's one pillar that you can kind of see out of bounds, and it's this right here. And then the other side, there's a pillar out of bounds there. And that's where you want to double jump on the second pillar onto this ledge. So I'm gonna lure this guy over. Okay, I am on the Oh, I loaded back here. That's funny. Okay. He doesn't like me. These guys are absolute trolls, so don't be surprised if it takes a while for them to break it. Yeah, it's two ends of the same pillar, but I don't know. There's two different pillars in my mind. They look like two different pillars outside, or out of bounds, I mean. Okay, so you swim past the first pillar. This is the first one. And then you double jump on the second one. And ledge grab this. You want to double jump spin onto this. Now, don't be alarmed if you don't get it the first time. If you double jump spin and you don't get it the first time, that's totally fine. Because if you have 3 health, remember you've only taken 2 damage so far. You can try again. And usually that is the case. Like in runs, I'll probably miss it once or twice, or not once or twice, but once, and then get it the second time. Mostly because there's this weird thing with the water cycles, but basically the whole point of the lesson is just don't be alarmed if you miss it the first time, because it's okay. But if you do ledge grab this, that's good. And you want to get on here and then basically just do a boosted toward this direction. And then you should land in bounds next to the cell. want to do boosted over here. And if you have 1 health here, which I do not, instead I have 2, so I would load back over to here. I don't know if I even got the checkpoint. Probably not. So yeah, that's important. First thing you want to do when you come over here is you want to get the checkpoint, like I explained in the beginning. But I don't remember doing it. We'll see. Oh, I actually did get the checkpoint. Okay. Alright. I did it out of muscle memory. But yeah, that trick, that piggyback clip is what we call it. It's kind of weird. That's probably one of the hardest clips. It's pretty self-explanatory. Nice ledge grab. Okay, so your health is important right here. Okay. So I have 3 health right now. So what I can do is I can basically, you want to immediately come to this scout flight box. That's the very first thing you want to do. But your health is important. So you want to know how much health you have. You want to get this cell. And because I have 3 health, there are 2 places to take damage. Because you're going to go down this slide and you want to have 1 health by the end of the slide. So because I have 3 health, I need to take 2 damage before I hit the end of the slide. So my first damage is going to be right here. And I'm going to go down the slide. My second damage is going to be after these 5 orbs right here. I'm going to hit that Dark Eco box, and now I have 1 health. And now you want to go through the rest of the slide without getting hit by anything. The reason why I take damage so early in the slide is because there are lots of orbs near the end of the slide, and you don't want to miss any by taking damage. Okay, right here. This is going to be kind of a weird concept to explain, but if you see that right in front of me there are 2 Dark Eco boxes, what you want to do, ideally what you want to do is get hit by the first scout flight, or not scout flight box, get hit by the first Dark Eco box and just straight up die. If that happens, then that's perfect. You did everything right. If you somehow hit both Dark Eco boxes, which I don't think I can do on purpose, it's sort of like, oh, that's an accident type thing. That means you're going to land. You're going to land and not die. As weird as that sounds, you have 0 health and you'll be not dead. So what you want to do, if you see yourself hitting that second Dark Eco box, what you want to do is immediately pause the game before you land on the ground, and then save and load the game. That's important. Save and load, not just load. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, so I hit myself and I died, which is ideal. Normally you won't hit both Dark Eco crates, but if you do, yeah, pause as soon as possible and save and load the game, because you don't want to get the checkpoint. You don't want to get the checkpoint down there by hitting the ground. Okay. Okay. So now you're going to come over here and do the other clip. This one's kind of weird. This one you just want to come around here. Okay, this one is a little difficult actually. I should have probably explained that better. I'll be back. Kappa. Okay. You want to get the blue eco? Okay, so there's this, I guess this part of the wall, I can't really point at it because my camera won't allow me to, But that part of the wall right there is pretty much like not there, I guess. You can just clip right through it. So with the momentum of the height that this is going to give you, you're just gonna jump right through this. And then you're gonna try to turn your camera so you're facing, because right under us is the rising dark eco cell, right under us. So what you want to do is, as you're falling through out of bounds here, you want to be able to turn your camera and land inside of this whole room down there as soon as possible. So ideally you want to land right here. If you can't, starting out, you'll probably end up like right here, which is right below, which is fine. In this case, you just want to take this exact route. You just want to go all the way up. And then go down. Right here again. Grab those orbs. Grab these orbs. And after these, it should say 200 out of 200. If it doesn't, then you missed orbs somewhere. Hopefully they're in here. Yeah. So I have 200 out of 200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause buffer. And then punch right on this cell. It's safer to just pause buffer at the start and then punch down. But if you don't do it fast enough, you'll like the pause buffer will end before you hit the cell, and that would be bad. So in runs, what I like to do is I like to punch down and then pause buffer, like mid-air, which is ideal, but you can do that either way, however you choose. And so once you land on the cell, don't worry, you do have the cell, and you just load the game. And then you finish LPC. You don't need to pause buffer as well, I just recommend that you do it. What you can do is just press R2 and not start, and then right before you touch the cell, you have to pause. Which is, I used to do that, but then I messed it up somehow, and I never wanted to make that mistake again, I guess. So, yeah, rip me. And, yeah. From here, just want to get all the orbs.